What is going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Frank, and in front of me is the 2023 Chevy Colorado Z71. Let's get into the review on this finally redesigned truck. So like I said, I'm really excited to make this video today and review over this truck. Chevy has finally redesigned the interior along with the exterior, as you guys can see here, of the truck, being that the one that I have right now has had the same exact interior and exterior as trucks coming out in 2015.
Help me! Help me!
So over the last 7 or 8 years, the Colorado has had almost no changes whatsoever, from the engine to transmission to the outside bodywork to the interior. It has been virtually left untouched until today and until this year finally. So this truck has been in need of a full redesign. The Silverados have gotten them. Every other car pretty much across the board with Chevy, except for some other models, have gotten them. Last year the Colorado was not fortunate enough to get it as a 2022 model. This is the 23, so they're a little bit behind on this end. However, I think that it was finally worth the wait. Being here in person and seeing this truck, you're going to start seeing them, I'm sure, a lot more around. So let's get into the review on the Z71. So starting off on the Z71, we have a more aggressive and fully redesigned front end, again, compared to the standard Colorado that has been out for the last few years. On this one, we have a piano black finish on here. We have that large Chevy bow tie. We have the Z71 badge, which is pretty standard on here. We finally have updated lights, not halogens anymore. They're HIDs. However, the turn signal in there is still a bulb. Unfortunately, there's no kind of LED integration into the light like other vehicles have, and like the Colorados, like the Silverados have. So that's one thing that they kind of, still did cheap out on. However, I'm still extremely happy with the way the front of this truck does look. We also have on here the fog lights on both sides. We have a little bit of a air inlet right here. So this is on both sides now too. A little bit more of an aggressive look. Again, this model is one step under the ZR2, and we'll get into price in a little bit too. Shortly. On here we also have, same as the other models, we have the large air dam down there along with 2 red tow hooks. So nothing much has changed as far as what the Z71 offers from the previous model years. However, this one does offer them, but with a little bit of a new styling, again, which was much needed. Now, obviously, this is a mid-size pickup truck, and this truck is intended to go off-road. So coming on here from the factory, you have Goodyear Wrangler tires. They're 265 by 65 by 18 inches. So you have 18-inch wheels on here as well, all the way around. And again, these are all-terrain. Also in here, there are a few different rim options for the new Colorados. This one right here is a chrome with black insert rim option right here. Now coming along to the side of the truck right here, there's not a ton of differences on the side. There are some noticeable ones, but not a lot. So we have the lower step rail right here. This rail, again, is an added option. Otherwise, for here, it is the crew cab with the 5'3" bed. So with the new Colorados, you can no longer option out getting what I have, which was the extended bed with the short cab. So it has like the 2.5 doors, and then it has a 6'3" bed, and you can no longer get 4 doors with a 6'3" bed. It is just the standard crew cab that you can now get as an option with the Colorados. So on here too, same as the other previous model years, this is not a keyless entry. However, they did add now a little button. So when you want to get in, you can now just click the button if the key is on you and open it. And same thing goes for locking it. You no longer have to actually click the key to do it. You can at least click just the door handle button. Also on here too, we have the Colorado badging in black. Again, this was an added option on here. And we have the black mirror caps too. So one thing to notice about the mirrors that you may notice already is if we come down here and look up, we have a little camera on there now, because this truck does feature a 360 camera when you are parking, which again is a nice little upgrade for the technology package that's within here. So coming onto the back end of the truck, we still have the same tires along with a exhaust tip added onto here. Again, it is a feature. It's just a glossy black with the Chevy bow tie on top. Again, that's an added option. We have the Z71 badge right here, and you can really see some differences on the bed of the truck as far as the body lines go. So you can see how it's a lot more sharp and a lot more angled than the others previous model Colorados. The others were a lot smoother than this one was. Also on here, we have a fully redesigned taillight along with truck bed, and lower bumper is as well. So on the rear lights on here, we do have halogen bulbs in here. We have a new Chevy imprint in here. Again, you can also get this put in black. We have the Colorado badge down here again, which is also black, and then we have a gloss black or piano black finish rear bumper with our tow hook. We do have a little step rail right here as well to get into the bed, and just a little bit of a design change on the top of the bed as well. So going ahead and opening it up, we do have a camera down here as well, along with the key insert right here. So speaking of key as well, this is the new Chevy Colorado key. Just gonna be shared with most of the newer model Chevys. Pretty standard on this one. So again, it does also have auto start on here too. So we're gonna unlock this, double click to unlock. We're gonna open it. This one is a soft open. And again, we have the 5'3" bed. We have the spray-in bed liner too in here with the big Chevy bow tie back there. So on mine, mine just says ZR2. On this one, it just says the big Chevy bow tie on there. We have our tie downs on each side going along the back. And I'm not too sure, but I don't think this one has any lighting back here too. One new thing that Chevy did offer now in their newer Colorados was in the truck bed. So in the truck bed, we have these little latches right here on both sides. So we go ahead and we slide it and we slide it. And that opens up this little storage cubby area, which you can use for a bunch of different things. So you can store tools in here, you can store personal items and stuff like that. You can also make it a cooler if you want, from what I heard. So you can go ahead and you can put ice in here, and then it does actually have a plug in here too for you to use. So you can actually use it as a makeshift cooler. Also on here, we'll give this a close. Back here is we do have a measuring tape right here up to 48 inches. So again, if you need to measure something and you're on the back of the truck, you can do it from here. I know for myself, I do fish a lot, and I do take my truck on the beach a lot to fish. So having this back here may be a little fun and a little easier to measure fish out that I catch. So just a little thing to keep in mind of. We'll give this a close again. Give that a close like that, and we'll give it a close. Coming around to the driver's side of the truck, there's really no differences obviously from the other side. This is where the gas cap is, so we'll go ahead, click this open, and there you go. So relatively simple gas cap, a little bit again of a redesign than the other one, but nothing too crazy. Let's go ahead though, let's pop the hood open, because this one does offer a new transmission along with a motor. All right guys, so we do have a new motor inside of the new Colorados finally. It does offer a 2.7 liter 4-cylinder motor. It has about 310 horsepower with 391 pound-feet of torque. Also on here with this 2.7 liter 4-cylinder, it is a turbo. And again, that's mated to an 8-speed automatic transmission. So the newer Colorado ZR2s are going to have the option of doing the high output motor in them. So that one is going to have, again, 310 horsepower, but it's going to have 430 pound-feet of torque. So a little bit of a change on that end. Again, mated to the same exact transmission. Again, Chevy is just essentially going to be tuning the motor that's already in here. That's all they do, and then it makes it the high output motor. Gives you a little bit more torque than it normally would, and your horsepower numbers stay roughly the same. So again, at least you do get a little more horsepower out of this one. So we're gonna go ahead and close this up. Also on here, this is a manual hood open. So again, I'm not sure if it's going to be the same thing on the ZR2s or any other model, but on this one, it is not automatically held open. You do have the clamp right here to actually hold it open. So let's go ahead though, let's close this up, and then let's go into the most important part, which is the interior change on here. All right guys, so first impressions upon entering the Colorado, there is some major differences in here compared to the older models, and I mean major. So first of all, most important, we have the door right here. We do have a fully redesigned door. We have the larger speaker area right here. We have leather and a carpeted interior on here, along with more leather up here, the piano black finish on here, and this silver kind of chrome material on here. We also finally have memory seats on here too. So you can see right here, we have 2 settings on here for memory seats. So again, just a little bit of a change than the previous model. Coming onto the seats here, we have the full leather option on here too, with the red stitching on here and red inserts along with red seatbelts. Again, this is all an added option on this truck. So let's go ahead, let's jump inside. All right guys, so we are now inside of the truck. You could see that once you jump in, you are greeted with a little bit of a cinematic feature on here too. Just kind of gives you the cool little Chevrolet and the Chevy badge bow tie on there, and then it'll stay up on here for a little bit as well. So again, coming in here, we have a fully redesigned interior. I cannot emphasize that enough. We have a brand new steering wheel, which feels really, really good. It is beefy, it is wrapped in leather, and it is also heated. We have new air control vents on here. We have a brand new infotainment system right here. Brand new buttons right down here to control all of your climate controls. And we have a brand new digital display on here too. So the Colorados have been known for a lack of an interior, essentially. Some people do like the simplicity, but for other people, they're spending $40,000 to $50,000 and $55,000 for a Colorado, and to have the same interior as a 2015, Suburban or Tahoe was a little bit ridiculous in terms of options. So you couldn't even get anything different than what it has. It was one option and one option only. Let's go ahead though. It is really hot. So let's go ahead and start this up. We'll get that air on here. You can see you're greeted with a little screen right here. We have a little screen right here. So again, first thing, impressions when you're coming in here is it feels luxurious in here. I know truck brands have kind of gone in that design and that direction over the last few years and become more and more luxurious. However, the interior feels luxurious, but at the same time, it still feels like a truck, which is good. It doesn't feel like you don't want to get it dirty. It still feels like you can get dirty, and it's still practical and usable, but it has a little bit more modern creature comforts. So in this case, like I said, this truck also has cooled seats. It has heated seats. It has a heated steering wheel too. So we have the cooled seats on right now. No Colorados in the past offered cooled seats. It was only a Silverado option. And then again, it was only offered to have heated seats and a heated steering wheel. So mine does have a heated seat and a heated steering wheel option for it. So this one finally does offer cooled seats, which is an extremely nice change up. Going on to the main screen on here, when you first come in the truck, you see you have your dashboard right here. It is a full digital dash. We have our RPMs and our miles per hour in the center, our gears that we're in, and then our mode selector right here, and a couple of other little options in here too, like your gas, your temperatures, and etc. Down here on the steering wheel, we have the little option change. So you click this, and then you can see it changes right here. Click it again, it'll say another new option on here. Then you click it again and yet another one will pop up. So right here is your new off-road screen. You can see on here, we have the transfer case option right here. We have the steering angle, pitch and roll. It is all like a 3D model too. And again, we still have our miles per hour up there too on the top, which is a nice little feature that they have. So again, finally, they have introduced a brand new digital dashboard onto this car. It is about time. The Colorados really needed it. So I'm very happy and pleased to see that on here too. This car also does have a radar cruise control, which can be fully adjusted from the steering wheel using these guys right here. And here's your heated seat button right here. On the back of here, there are little buttons to control your audio volume. And the other side is going to be your channel select. Now, main thing on here too is this truck does finally offer a push button start. The previous model Colorados were only a key to start. You didn't even have the option to get this. I know some people like the key to start. I do too, to a degree, but again, at a certain point, when you're paying a certain amount of money, it's nice to have something simple like this, although I don't mind having a key to start. So that's one, again, major change that they have. This truck does also offer the Bose sound system, which was an option in the previous Colorado, so nothing has changed on there. Going on to the infotainment screen on here, again, this is one of the major differences that we have. It is extremely responsive and it offers a bunch of different things in here too. We have Google News and wireless Apple CarPlay, finally, wireless Android Auto. We'll go ahead to the home screen. We have the off-road button, our main car controls, our camera buttons, and everything like that. So going on to the off-road button right here, you could see we have different things in here. So we have different drive modes, which I'll show you in a minute. We have different ones on here, terrain, overlanding, and again, this just tells you all different things that you may need to know if you're taking your truck off-road. On top of that, we have the camera function right here, which gives you that top-down 360-degree view. We have a front-end camera, and we also have a rear-end camera. Again, you can change those features right down here. So coming down here, these are all standard climate control vents in here. You're able to control your temperature on this left one, and then your temperature for the passenger on the right one. Or in this case, you can just go ahead and click the sync button right here, and it makes them both the same. Also featured on here is a vehicle info screen. So when you click this, you have the overview, the tires and brakes, and everything like that that you may need to know about how your truck's health is currently doing. So on here, we have a little 3D image that you can actually play around with and move around, which is really, really cool. I honestly really like this feature. You can click plus on it right here. And then when you're doing so, it has a little bit of an animation. So again, it tells you the tire pressure right here. You click this one, it tells you your brake pad life. It's such a cool little feature. Again, is it really needed? Probably not, but I really like it. Again, it's just like little cool tech gadgets like this that are really cool. We'll click this one. Engine air filter life, it will tell you. So again, just pretty cool little things like that this truck offers finally after, you know, a couple of years of not having much love and attention. I'm glad that they finally did do little stuff like this. Again, you can also just click through if you don't want to do that way. You can just click through up here and check everything that you may need on here too. So again, we'll go back to the home screen on here. And then that's the Google Play. So we'll go back to home screen on here and you can just see again some of the things on here that it does offer. We also have the trailering mode on here. This truck is rated right now, so you can add a new trailer and have everything pre-set up. This truck does have a towing capacity of up to 3,400 pounds, so it's enough to get you going, but you know, obviously it's not going to be the same thing as a full-size pickup truck. But if you're picking up a Colorado to do your towing, that's probably not the best decision to begin with. You're most likely better off getting a full-size truck in that case. But if you're doing some small towing like jet skis or a light boat or a car, something like that, this truck is definitely more than suitable to handle that job. Also on here is full leather. And then on here we have a piano black finish going across, wrapping down here, and we have the same red stitching going all the way throughout the truck on here. Now coming down here, we have a button right here which allows you to, in one big sync, turn all 4 windows down in the truck at once, which is a little cool option. We have auto start on here too. We have a hazard button in the middle, and we have lane keep assist right here too. We also have an auxiliary power option right here too. And then down here are your 2 charging ports. You don't even need these, is wireless phone charging. And now the biggest thing is that this truck does feature a wireless phone charger big enough to actually fit a full new iPhone on here. So, and really any kind of new phone in today's world. So the previous Colorados, like mine, does not fit my iPhone at all. Finally, they introduced a new size for the wireless phone charger that fits pretty much most new smartphones. We also have a new gear selector on here. Again, park drive, park through low gear. This is all pretty similar and the same. We have our parking brake down here, and we have our mode selector down here. So on here, we are able to turn from 2-wheel drive to 4-wheel drive. Beforehand, it used to be over here, so they have moved it now to the center. We'll go ahead and we'll give it a turn. So you can see now on here, when we give it a turn, we have off-road mode. We have a little animation change. Tow and haul, we have another little animation. And then we have terrain mode. So when you keep going through here, you have normal mode and stuff like that. It's nice that it does have this option on here for you. And there's also an auto mode, but again, it just has a nice little animation change for you. Center down here too, we have a new design. Cup holders on the older ones were front like this, front and back behind here. So in this one, we have 2 side by side like this. And then we have the center arm rest in here, which has a little space. And they finally have a little cubby up here. And then under there, we have the separate area. And again, with a 9-volt charger. So with the other ones, this wasn't there. I had to buy one on Amazon, which fit perfectly into mine. It was just a giant hole. But finally on this one, they have a little area on here. So again, we'll give us a close, and this also does feature that red stitching. We also have 2 more cup holders in here, and then inside of there, it's actually a pretty cool pattern, and it's in all of the cup holders along with on the door sill, but it's in all the cup holders and everything like that. It's that camo design, which you can see right there. So down here is your glove box. It is not a soft open glove box, it's just the standard one. There's no sunroof on this truck as well. I know the ZR2s do have the option finally to have the sunroof, and there's also no power back mirror down here. So the rear window is not powered. You have to manually click it and open it up yourself, which obviously in a truck like this, it's a little bit difficult. You really can't reach back there unless you have someone back there. All right, guys, so let's finally talk about the price of this truck. Obviously, this truck has been, again, like I said, fully redesigned, and it offers a lot more technologies than the previous model generation Colorados. However, this one does offer a lot more, so obviously that does come with a price tag. So for the Z71 model, this one's spec'd with pretty much every option. You're looking at about $47,000 in change with everything in there. So again, it's not a cheap truck. It's also not an extremely expensive one, but it is a mid-size pickup truck, so you do have to keep that in mind. It's not going to have the same towing capacity as a full-size truck. So that's going to wrap up today's video. Just remember, guys, to like, comment, hit the notification bell so you know when I post next, and I really appreciate you guys all for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Take care.